Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the topic that is surface and interfacial phenomena. In previous session we have to discuss about the what is surface, what is interface, what is surface tension, what is interfacial tension and basic information regarding surface and interfacial phenomena. Today in part 2 we have to discuss about the method or determination or measurement of surface and interfacial tension. So there are various methods are there for the determination of surface and interfacial tension. So which are given followings. So the capillary rise methods are there. Drop formation. So in that drop weight and drop count. That is the drop formation methods are there that we have to use the stalagnometer. Then the Dunoy tensiometer, so ring detachment methods are there. Then Wilhelmy plate methods are and maximum bubble pressure or bubble pressure method. So in that the capillary rise, drop formation and bubble pressure method, these three methods that is used for the measurement for only the surface tensions are there, and Dunoy ring method and Wilhelmy plate methods that is used for both surface tension and the interfacial tension. So we have to see one by one. The first method for the determination of surface tension, so that is the capillary rise method. So it measures the surface tension only. So the principle for the capillary rise method. So when a capillary that we have to immerse or dip or place in a container that having a liquids, and the liquid that rise up to the capillary, up to the tube to a certain height. So we can say that this rise in the liquid in the capillary is due to the greater force of or adhesions between the water and the capillary wall than the force of cohesion between the liquid molecules or water molecules. So the risings of liquid is due to the more adhesive force between the liquid and the capillary wall. So the rise of liquid in the tube will continues until the upward movement is balanced by the downward forces of the gravity due to the weight of the liquid. So the liquid that rise in the capillary, the actions, maybe capillary actions are there. Here we can say the two opposite forces are there. First one, that is the upward force due to the surface tension, and the downward force due to the gravitation for weight of the column of the liquid in the capillary tube. So during the upward movements, the surface tension at any point on the circumference of the capillary tube, that is expressed as a gamma cos theta, where we can say that the gamma, that is the surface tension, the theta, it is the contact angle between the surface of the liquid and the capillary wall. So the total upward force that along the inside the circumference of the capillary, that is given by the equations. We can say that the 2 pi r gamma cos theta. So r is represent the radius 2 pi r the inside the circumference of that capillary. So the r the diameter of that capillary tube. So for suppose we can say that the water, for the water the angle theta is considered is insignificant or the one, so upward force is equal to, it becomes 2 pi r gamma. So that now the force, the countering force that we have to say the downward force of the gravity that relate to the weight of the liquid in the capillary, the rise and givens, that is the pi r square into h into p into g. So where we can say that at maximum height the opposing force are in equilibrium. So it means upward force due to the surface tension and the downward force due to the weight of that column of the liquid in the capillary tube are at equilibrium. So it becomes like 2 pi r gamma is equal to pi r square hpg. Then we have to arrangement of that equations, and finally we get that surface tension, that gamma is equal to 1 by 2 r hpg. So where we can say that the h that represent the height of that liquid rise in the capillary in the column, then the r the radius of the capillary tube, then the p density of that liquid, g the accelerated due to the gravitational force gravity. So finally we get that equations based on the capillary rise method, that principle. So the surface tension is equal to 1 by 2 r h p and g. The second method, that is the drop down method or drop formation method. So in this drop down method, so a drop of, we can say that the drop of liquid that is allowed to form at the lower end of the capillary tube. So when we can say that when liquid that comes out of the capillary, it forms a drop at the tip of the capillary tube, which gradually increase in the size and finally detach from the tip. So the weight of the drop that equals to the statement that we have to say that the weight of the drop equals to the total surface tension at the circumference of the tube. So that is the relations. We can say that the drop is supported by the upward force of the surface tension that is acting at the outer circumference of that tube. So in that, the apparatus that we have to use in that drop formations, it is employed, made up of the glass pipette with a capillary at the lower part. So this is instrument we can call as a stalagnometer or drop pipette. So with this stalagnometer or apparatus, drop test apparatus or drop pipette, so we have to find out the surface tension that is determined by the two methods, drop weight methods and drop count or drop number. So in that, both the methods that we have to apply to find out the surface tension, the principle for that is the weight of the liquid that falling from a capillary that is approximately proportional to the surface tension of that liquid. So lower the surface tension of that liquid, smaller the size of the drop that we have to find out, and then the more number of drops is formed from the same volume of that liquid. So simply counting the number of the drops that form, or otherwise the weight of the drop form for a unknown or the test liquid, test sample and the water is sufficient to calculate the surface tension. So in what actually happen in that drop weight and drop count method, so we have to see one by one. In drop weight method, the stalagnometers or drop pipette that we have to use in this method, that stalagnometer that consists of glass tube. In that, the one marking are there, that is A, that is above the bulb, and the second marking or other marking, that is B, that is below the bulb are there. So at the tip capillary that is attached. So in this method that we have to carry out by the stylometer, the two markings of the pipette mark A and B are there. So the liquid that we have to find out the surface tension, that we have to put measures into the beaker, and then stylometer, the capillary sucks the liquid up to the mark A, and then we have to go for allow the liquid to fall slowly through the capillary tube, and then the drops that is collected in the clean vessels. By this weight of the one drop of the liquid that we have to calculate it, or we have to measure it, then clean and dry the stylometers and fill with the second reference meter, our water standard, that is liquid, that we have to take it out into the beaker. Then repeat the procedures and then determine the weight of one drop, similar as we have to find out with the test sample liquid, similar we have to find out for the water, and then we have to go for the calculations. So for that, for the test liquid and the reference liquid, for the weight purpose, that we have to find out the gamma is equal to gamma 1, gamma 2 for the surface tension for the test and surface tension for the reference, that is equal to m1 upon m2, otherwise w1 upon w2. So that is the mass to the one drop of the test liquid, otherwise the weight of that one drop of the test liquid, divided by the mass or one drop of the reference liquid. So that is the drop weight methods. Similar like drop weight methods, drop count method or drop number method. So in these methods, similarly we have to carry it out by drop pipette or stylometers, sucking the test liquid up to the mark A, then keep the stylometers vertically into the stand, then allow the liquids fall in the form of drop from mark A to B. Then we have to count out the number of drops, and similarly we have to repeat for the water, like the liquid test sample like water, and then count the number of drops for the water or liquid reference liquid for the same volume. So then we have to calculate for that. So we have to finally get the gamma 1 upon gamma 2 is equal to P1 N2 upon P2 N1. So in that, the represent the density of that liquid, and second one, that is the number of drop that we have to count. So in this method we have to find out the density by the density bottle methods, find out that parameters. The third one, that is the Dunau tensiometer. So it is widely, we can say that widely used for the measuring of the surface tension and the interfacial tension. The principle of that instrument, that is depend on the fact that the force that necessary to detach a platinum iridium ring, platinum rings are there, that we have to immerse at the surface or the interface that is proportional to the surface or interfacial tension that acting along the circumference of that ring. So twice the length of the circumference is taken, since the liquid is in contact with both the inside and outside of that rings are there. So in that, the apparatus that you have to see that in the figure, so the apparatus that employed is called as a Dunau tensiometer. In this, the one end of that torsion wire are there, so is fixed, while the other end is attached to the knob that carrying the pointer. The pointer moves on a fixed scale. The scale is previously we have to calibrate by taking the different weight on that beam, and we have to calibrate it and noting the scale and reading it now. Then when it is lifted from the horizontal position, the liquid whose surface tension we have to find out or determine, that we have to place in the disc or ring, or disc or battery plate or glass plate, or watch glass, so that the platinum ring just touch that surface which are present in that watch glass or the disc, so that the knob of that torsion wire is then slowly turned till the ring is just detached from the surface of the liquid. Then we have to take it out, the reading that shown by in the pointer on the scale, that giving the force, so that the surface tension that is then calculated from the following given equations. So surface tension is equal to F upon 2 pi R1 plus R2. Otherwise we can write down the surface tension is equal to F upon 4 pi R square. We have to take the twice the length. So F, the detachment force, that is the concept or principle of Dunoy ring methods are there. So in that R1 and R2 are the inner and outer radius of that ring. Then next, the bubble pressure methods are there. So in this method we have to use the air pressure that is applied slowly. The air pressures that applied slowly through the capillary tube that is dipping in the test sample or experimental liquid, and then we have to apply the air pressure through the capillary that is deep into the liquid, so that form a bubble. So a bubble is formed at the end of the capillary. Slowly the bubble grows and it becomes a hemispherical. Then it separates away. At this moment, the pressure, the air pressure that we have applied, that recorded by the manometer that is noted. This is the maximum pressure that required to make a bubble at the end, due to the maximum pressures that equals that of the opposing the hydrostatic pressure and the surface tension at the circumference of that capillary. So from that we have to find out the surface tension. And the last method, the Wilhelmy plate methods are there. So what happened in that method? So in this method, the liquid whose surface tension that we have to measure, that is put into the container or beaker or the sample liquid, a rectangular plate, so which is made up of glass, platinum or anything mica, is suspended vertically. Then the plate is attached to the torsion balance. The container is then gradually lowered so that the plate detach from the surface of that liquid at the reading on the balance that is recorded. So in that, if liquid is completely wet, the plate, then the detachment force is equal to the surface tension that multiply by perimeter of that surface detach. So the equations W is equal to 2 in the bracket L plus T into the gamma, surface tension. So here the weight of the plate, that we have to take the WL minus W. So in that reading, so the balance prior to the detachment and the weight of the plate in the air. So there then L is the length of the plate, T is the thickness of the plate. So finally we can get the equation surface tension is equal to W upon 2 in the bracket L plus T. So in that we have to discuss about the various method that is used to determine or measure the surface tension and the interfacial tension. Thank you.